Chapter 566. The second change in the Fish Dragon Realm. This chapter is updated by Novels.pl. Absorbing Xuan Wu Qi could quickly improve a monk's cultivation. Of course, Zhang Yuochen would not enjoy such a treasure alone. He had already thought about who to give the treasure to. He wanted to give the last bottle to the ninth sister and fourth brother in Yanwu Commandery. But Zhang Yuochen wasn't sure if they could make it to the East Region Saint City before his wedding. Zhang Yuochen walked out of the Scroll World with 8 bottles of Xuan Wu Qi. 4 days in the Scroll World was equal to 1 night in the external world. It was early in the morning, and there was a faint chill in the air. Zhang Yuochen found Kong Xuan and gave the 6 bottles of Xuan Wu Qi to her. Zhang Yuochen asked her to give 5 bottles away, 1 for Huang Yanjun, Duan Mook Singerling, Shang Kiki, Sik Singkong, and Lei Ding. Before she left, Zhang Yuochen specifically told her to hand over the auspicious vases to those 5 people in person. Zhang Yuochen felt at ease about letting Kong Xuan handle the affairs. Kong Xuan's cultivation had reached the Heaven Realm, so Zhang Yuochen knew she was perfectly capable of handling the task alone. After Kong Xuan left, Zhang Yuochen called in Han Zhu, Greedy Rabbit, and Monster Ape. He took the 3 of them to the Scroll World. Blackie had taught Greedy Rabbit and Monster Ape top exercises, so the strength of the 2 beasts was not what it used to be. Greedy Rabbit practiced with Sky Swallowing Knack, while Monster Ape practiced Elder Devil's 10 Skies. The evil energy and brutisure emanating from the 2 beasts were very strong. As they followed Zhang Yuochen into the Scroll World, they seemed like 2 ferocious beasts who had just come out of reckless waste, especially the Monster Ape. It was anarchy in survival. After practicing Elder Devil's 10 Skies, the giant Monster Ape Archean Spirit's Blood Meridian was activated. Now, its body was more than 60 meters tall. It looked just like a black hill. Each step the ape took made a rumbling sound and shook the ground. As for Greedy Rabbit, it looked rather funny with a big round belly and its 2 white, sharp teeth. However, the Greedy Rabbit should not be underestimated, especially because it was able to swallow the demon's heart of Di Yi. Besides, the technique, Sky Swallowing Knack that the rabbit practiced was not any weaker than Elder Devil's 10 Skies, so its strength should not be underestimated. Zhang Yuochen took them to the lower part of Sacred Prime Tree and said, "In the future, you 2 should follow Han Zhu and practice in the Scroll World. Do not cause trouble." Zhang Yuochen then took out 2 bottles of Flood Dragon blood and handed them to Greedy Rabbit and Monster Ape. In the Xuan Wu primitive world, Zhang Yuochen killed a number of red cloud pythons and collected a large amount of Flood Dragon blood. Now it was time to use it to help the 2 beasts improve their cultivation. The enhancement of their strength would also help Zhang Yuochen a lot. At the same time, Zhang Yuochen also took out a bottle of Xuan Wu Qi that had already been prepared. He handed it to Han Zhu, patted her little face, and asked her to practice alone over there. Having arranged everything, Zhang Yuochen could finally relax and begin improving his cultivation. Never slack off on practicing. Only by constantly improving one's own strength could one do more meaningful things. The first step, of course, was to refine the Bloody Saint cultivating soil and continue practicing the treasured body of 3 spirits. In the completion of Heaven Realm, Zhang Yuochen's body would reach saturation due to refining only 1 Jin and 2 Liangs of Bloody Saint cultivating soil. But now, he had broken into the ultimate realm of the Heaven Realm and reached the first change in the Fish Dragon Realm. Breaking through 2 realms in a row would allow him to refine more Bloody Saint cultivating soil. With his current level of cultivation, could Zhang Yuochen succeed in practicing treasured body of 3 spirits? The treasured body of 3 spirits was as powerful as a saintly being. That was why Zhang Yuochen was very eager to materialize the treasured body of 3 spirits. As long as he succeeded, he would become stronger in the same realm. Refining a kilo of Bloody Saint cultivating soil could save a year's penance. Even if the treasured body of 3 spirits was not achieved, I would obtain at least several years' worth of cultivation. He took out the Bloody Saint cultivating soil and started the refining process. In a blink of the eye, they were already halfway through the month. Zhang Yuochen refined 7 Jins of Bloody Saint cultivating soil into his body and integrated it with his bones, muscles, and flesh. Together with the 1 jin and 2 liangs of bloody saint cultivating soil he had refined before, he got a total of 8 jins and 2 liangs and was quite close to the treasured body of 3 spirits. Zhang Yuochen let out a sigh of relief and said, "My body has reached saturation and can no longer absorb any bloody saint cultivating soil." However, refining 7 jins of bloody saint cultivating soil is comparable to my 7 years of penance. My cultivation has improved from the initial stage of the first change in the fish dragon realm to the intermediate stage of the first change in the fish dragon realm. Once my cultivation reaches the advanced stage of the first change in the fish dragon realm, I will be able to refine more bloody saint cultivating soil. Perhaps I can even practice the treasured body of 3 spirits. In total, Zhang Yuochen had reached the ultimate realm 4 times, so he was strong enough to fight against a higher realm. However, apart from the advantages, there were disadvantages as well. The disadvantage was that when breaking through a realm, Zhang Yuochen took 10 or even 100 times more effort compared to other monks. In the same realm, he would consume 10 times or even 100 times more resources than other monks. Therefore, refining 7 jins of bloody saint cultivating soil could only improve his cultivation from the initial stage of the first change in the fish dragon realm to the intermediate stage of the first change in the fish dragon realm. Next, his goal was to break into the advanced stage of the first change in the fish dragon realm. With a normal practice speed, it would take him 10 years to break into the advanced stage of the first change in the fish dragon realm. However, now that he had many top cultivation resources, such as the Dragon Pearl of the Black Skeleton Flood Dragon King, the Half-Saint Flood Dragon Blood, the Xuan Wu Qi, and Xuan Wu Sacred Blood, Zhang Yuochen would be able to save a lot of practice time. Each one of them was priceless. Among them, the Dragon Pearl of Black Skeleton Flood Dragon King was the most precious. Zhang Yuochen wanted to take it for when he would go for a higher realm in the future. In the end, Zhang Yuochen decided to take Xuan Wu Sacred Blood. Cyan Fire Xuan Wu was a level 8 savage beast, comparable to the Saint King. Each drop of his blood was like a top-level pill that contained great saint power and spiritual blood. Zhang Yuochen poured the first drop of Xuan Wu Sacred Blood out of the auspicious vase and made it suspend over the palm of his left hand with genuine qi. Like a red gem, the Xuan Wu Sacred Blood started emitting a dazzling red light. Swish! Swallowing Xuan Wu Sacred Blood felt like swallowing a mouthful of flames. In an instant, Zhang Yuochen's internal organs and meridians burned with a spluttering sound. Zhang Yuochen could not suppress the great power of Xuan Wu Sacred Blood, so traces of flame were gushing out of his pores. The flames spread out, and fires were burning within 10 steps away of Zhang Yuochen, centering around his body. Even with the Dragon Pearl protecting his body, Zhang Yuochen still felt extremely uncomfortable and his whole body was aching. His heart, lung, liver, and gall, to each meridian, each blood vessel, and each bone, they were all burning. It seemed like he would be burned to ashes by the heat from Xuan Wu Sacred Blood anytime soon. Zhang Yuochen clenched his teeth, bearing with the pain. He slowly moved his hands, put his palms together and shouted, "The 5th level of scripture of Emperor Ming's Empyrean, devil-taming mysterious fetus heaven." Zhang Yuochen controlled his body with the powerful martial soul. Then he started to run the genuine qi in his body according to the exercises of the 5th level of scripture of Emperor Ming's Empyrean. As the genuine qi ran faster, the 36 meridians absorbed Xuan Wu Sacred Blood faster as well. Gradually, Zhang Yuochen devoted himself to the cultivation process. While experiencing the mystery of scripture of Emperor Ming's Empyrean, he ran the exercises to absorb Xuan Wu Sacred Blood. He didn't know how much time had passed, but all of a sudden Zhang Yuochen's pain completely disappeared. Instead, he felt a comfortable feeling spreading throughout his whole body through his 36 meridians. After absorbing all the Xuan Wu Sacred Blood, Zhang Yuochen opened his eyes again, letting out a long sigh of relief. His clothes had been burnt to ashes by the previous flames. Zhang Yuochen looked at his skin and saw a layer of golden luster on it as if there were golden stripes flowing on the surface. He was like a man made of gold, sitting cross-legged under the tree. Bang! Bang! Zhang Yuochen hit his chest with his palm twice, making a noise of metal collisions. like an iron mallet hitting a golden bell. The Xuanwu sacred blood is such a powerful treasure. One drop enables me to break through to the second change in the fish-dragon realm. It was true. Zhang Yuochen had reached the second change in the fish-dragon realm. Zhang Yuochen did not think that a drop of Xuanwu sacred blood would be that powerful that he almost died in the refining process. Fortunately, Zhang Yuochen didn't take the Dragon Pearl of Black Skeleton Flood Dragon King. Otherwise, the power would be too unbearable. He might even explode and die in an instant. Zhang Yuochen learned a lesson from this. However, Zhang Yuochen managed to survive. Moreover, he broke through to the second change in the fish-dragon realm, which could be regarded as a blessing in disguise. The second change in the fish-dragon realm was called skin refining to gold. The so-called skin refining to gold was a technique that formed a layer of golden armor on the whole body of a monk. Its defensive power was several grades higher than the golden belt shield and iron cloth. In particular, Zhang Yuochen's golden skin was a blend of cyan fire Xuanwu and golden dragon's strength. Not only was its defensive power much stronger than that of the monks in the same realm, but his strength also multiplied. Of course, as Zhang Yuochen had just broken through the realm, he was unable to control the wildly increasing power, which was why his skin shined with golden brilliance and became hard as iron. As long as he spent more time consolidating his realm, he would be able to control his powers pretty well. It did not seem like it took much time for him to refine Xuanwu sacred blood, but in reality, Zhang Yuochen spent a total of 6 months refining it. Plus the time spent in refining Bloody Saint cultivating soil, Zhang Yuochen had stayed in the scroll world for nearly 7 months. In total, 20 days had passed in the external world. When Zhang Yuochen broke through the fish-dragon realm, he was able to take his internal chi and refine the heaven and earth spiritual chi to become his own food, thus reaching the foodless realm. Because of this, he did not feel hunger and felt more energetic instead. After refining the exercises of the 5th level of scripture of Emperor Ming's Empyrean for another half a month, Zhang Yuochen finally got full control of the realm. Cool down. The golden light on Zhang Yuochen's body gradually faded, and finally disappeared. His skin went back to normal and was no longer as hard as iron. His defensive power was not weaker, but stronger. With my current realm, it should not be difficult for me to successfully practice treasured body of 3 spirits. But the wedding is coming up, so I can no longer seclude myself for refining. I must go to the Jins first to send the betrothal gifts. Zhang Yuochen stopped practicing and began to think about the betrothal gifts. What kind of betrothal gifts could show his sincerity?